is if we could have a report from Mr. Squires.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. We met and kind of got everything finalized out. We met with Robert and Melody to go over the numbers that we had presented to you guys before. And so what we would recommend is that with the cost being what it would be ages 55 to 65 would be eligible. It would retro back to 10/1 of 2020 of this year, which we only have one employee that would get into it, which was somebody I had in the Park and Rec Department. And it would go, basically we would ask of the employee on June the 1st of 2021, they would have to let the department head know if they were going to take the retiree insurance option for this year or not. If they do take it, they would sign in a contract that would tie them to that and tie them to the 10 years of that pay for the $200 for single coverage, the $500 for family, and also that would put them retiring as of 10/1 of 2021 and all. And okay. That would be our motion to you guys, or our suggestion to you guys to take that. Everybody that we met, Chief Hill and Chief Ross, were in agreement with that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Right.
And
Can
overall,
I ask a question?
Yes.
What happens to those folks? Let's say someone retired this past summer, and they meet this criteria. Is it possible to step into that, or they have to retire into this? I'll call it.
They would have to retire. It could go back to 10/1. If that was the case,
okay, that's what you're talking about.
We would need to
okay.
go back, and that's why we set the 10/1 of 2020
okay.
date.
Okay, I understand.
So,
okay.
Thank y'all.
Okay, and then Mr. Burgett, the overall, we're going to provide a savings to the city, and it's hard to exactly determine what that savings is dependent on who might like to opt in, but overall I just wanted to ask you to at least report if it looks like there will be a savings to the city.
We projected it out through 5 years of the cost of the insurance to the city over 5 years if these 9 individuals were to retire would be $648,384. The savings over that period of time would be $781,000. So it is a net savings to the city to enact the retirement plan. Now, I did these numbers without anticipating any increase in health insurance costs, and we know they've been going up at about 5% a year. So that would reduce the savings slightly.
But overall, we're looking at a win-win for both the employee and the city.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we will get you all that information, Mr. Kendrick, to prepare the.
I'll find on top of that form and send it.
Is it going to be a resolution?
Yes, so that's what's been in the past.
Okay. Okay. So, are there any questions for Mr. Squires or Mr. Burgett? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the recommendation by I call them the committee, because it wasn't just Mr. Squires, it was the two chiefs who worked very hard on this project. So
I would need to approve.
okay.
Second.
Okay, move to approve by Mrs. Smith, second by Mr. Harden. And that would be prepared for next meeting. Okay, any other questions on that? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed by the same sign. Okay, it's still 4-0. Thank you for your work
well
on this.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was a lot of work. Thank you.
Okay, next, 02-10-20, bid opening held November 30th for City Communication Services. Do we have a report on this and a possible?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Mrs. Smith.
Due to some noticing issues with the RFP when it was initially noticed, we are going to reopen to new proposals, and we're going to do that formally and officially next Monday night on the 14th. And we are going to leave that open until the 4th of January to allow for the holidays, because we know that's probably going to be a busy time for people. So we'll open for new proposals. We'll post it in all of our normal locations and on the website. We'll also send it to some folks who have asked about it. And then we will close that at what, 4:30?
So close it at 4:30.
On
and
1/4/21.
On
1/4/21,
1/4/21,
yes.
and then,
And then, depending on who or if or how many, we will conduct interviews with the people who do respond. And
well, we're going to
Brian's-
have a
When you have the
bid,
bid opening.
we're going to have you want to have the bid opening at
That is a
5:30 that
committee
day?
night on 1/4.
Yeah, let's have it, huh?
I mean, unless we change it, that is a committee night. It's the first Monday in January. That's a committee night, I'm thinking.
I really, because I don't want to leave it open any longer than that. I really don't
Okay.
want to leave it open.
And we can have the bid opening whenever.
Yeah.
We can have it at, what do you want to do it at?
Let's just do it.
5 o'clock?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
if that's committees, yeah, let's do it at 5.
Yeah, we can do it at 5.
When it closes at 5, y'all want to have the bid opening the same day?
Now, 4:30,
No, it's
close
gonna
at
close at
4:30.
4:30.
Bid opening at 5.
Yeah.
So the recommendation, this being proposed by Mrs. Smith is to, due to notice requirements, to reopen this and have the bids, the due by the 4:30 on the 4th of January, and then have the bid opening at 5 o'clock. Is there a second on that motion?
Yeah. Yeah, and
Second.
then if, depending, yeah, we'll set it
Okay.
if he's after that.
Second by,
I guess I just have a question.
yeah, hold on, yeah, let me get it. So it's a motion by Mrs. Smith, second by Mr. Harden, and Mr. Allemán.
So I just want to make sure, like, what are we going to do more differently to make sure that we get more?
We're just gonna make sure that apparently, it didn't get noticed at the same time. Usually, when it goes up on the website, it's also posted in various locations around the city. That didn't happen this time. So we're gonna make sure that that happens, and then we're also, some people reached out to us to say that they were interested, and that they just didn't know about it because of the posting issue. So we're going to send the RFP to them, so that if they want to respond, they can.
Sure. I mean, I was just wondering if there's anything else we could do, because, I mean, I understand that posting around the city is something that we normally do, but I find it hard to believe that those people who would want to find it at the door of the senior center and look for it there. So I'm just wondering if there's anything
That's
else
where
we
we do
can
it.
do.
We do it on the website, and we do it in those locations.
We
That's
have
what
our posting locations are
The library.
Second floor City Hall, at Mayor and the city clerk, the Park and Rec Central, the Lee Center, the Senior Center, and the library, and the website. Those are our postings. And some things have to be advertised in the paper as well, but.
Sure, and that's what I guess what I'm trying to get at, right, is especially.
No, we're
if
not
we-
sending this out in the newspaper.
That one does
But I'm
not.
just
It's
wondering-
not appropriate to do that for this one.
Yeah, we don't
I mean,
have
we
to-
don't
we
need
don't-
to
we're
get
not-
700.
Well,
We
I
post
mean-
it in our locations that are, and we're gonna send it to people that we know who are interested, and it's gonna be on the website, that anybody can access anytime, so, and that's in a public notice forum on the website.
Sure, I mean, I was
It's-
just asking the question.
Yeah, no, I get it, no,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
absolutely, but this is not one of those things that is required to be in the newspaper, to notice in the newspaper, rezones, those kind of things too, but this is not. We're
And-
not.
I mean, it just comes in, considering how much importance people gave in terms of communication and want to make sure that we get the best possible proposals forward, I was just wondering if it was appropriate to go beyond just our normal means if we really want the best people to apply, but if not, that's okay.
I think, I feel comfortable with what we're doing.
Yeah, and Mr. Kendrick, is that the appropriate motion to reopen, or do we need to do something? Does that take care of what's before the committee? Okay. And I will address one thing that you're asking, Mr. Allemán, and that is, you know, once we put it on the website, we post it in the various places, anyone can access it if you want to direct them. If you know people that call you,
Yeah.
direct them
We can share it
to that,
freely.
and they'll know that they can reply to it, they can have access to it, it'll be on the website. So, you know, we're always open to more people
And there's
participating.
sometimes that people call and say, hey, I want to be on your bid list for the next time you send a bid out for something, and then we know who to send it to as well. Like, there are people that call and say, next time you do a proposal for this, I want to be included when you send RFP out, and we will. But I think maybe after this time, there were some people that wanted
Yeah.
to be included, and that's why we're she's wanting to resubmit it.
Yeah.
But we do keep, we keep lists if there's people that want to, whenever we have a certain, but like Dr. Jones said, if you know anybody or companies, yeah, we'll see it on our website as well, or wherever, the other places we post.
Great.
And all the people who've expressed interest are going to be sent the RFP so that they can respond, because they've said they want to participate. So.
Awesome.
Okay. Ms. Andrus, did you have anything since you were part of this committee? Anything to add?
No, I've spoken with a couple different people that are interested in submitting, so I know we'll have at least 2 more proposals to look at, and then I just had a question about that
Did you
we
have
would be
something?
interviewing.
Yeah,
That we'd
we
be
will-
setting interviews
Yeah,
after
we will set interviews, but
Did you just get here, Mr. Waltney?
once we decide, once we.
You did?
Because I mean.
Okay.
Right.
And
But
let
we
the
will do-
record reflect, Mr. Gwaltney is in the house.
Ms. Smith, are y'all changing the RFP at all?
No, the
No.
RFP is going to be the same. It's
So
just
after
gonna
y'all
be-
vote on this next week at the council, I can just resend that out to everybody?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So we're just
exactly.
recommending to the council for next
Okay.
week.
Yes,
that
to
it be-
reopen the
That it be
proposals.
reopened and due on the 4th?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign?
Did you vote on this, Mr. Waltney?
That's
or
5-0.
You did? Okay.
Okay. Okay, 06-10-20, request to amend 2021 budgets for encumbrances. Mr. Burgett sent this out this afternoon. Are there any questions, or does anyone need a copy of that? Mr. Burgett, anything you wanted to add or comment?
Outstanding POs at 9:30 that haven't been received yet, that we'll receive in this current fiscal year.
Okay. So is there a recommendation to amend the 2021 budgets for these?
You're not, oh, I'm sorry, yes. you are.
Yeah, we're amending for these encumbrances. Yeah. Is there a motion to approve this?
Second.
Okay, moved by
the
Mr.
second.
Allen, second by Mr. Harden. Okay. We're kind of at and I'll make a couple of quick comments, this is always a tough time because we have so many, and I've looked at the bills and everything, and crossing over the fiscal year is always challenging because we have lots of things that are coming in, and you have to put them in the right fiscal year.
You drew the short straw on the bills, but you are the most experienced person, so please that worked out, okay?
That's right, that's right. And Mr. Allemon, you're going to love when it gets to be your time to review the
But see,
vouchers.
he's got a while, because I showed him how it goes by
So-
y'all's normal spots
and I
on the
came up with
dice.
it, yeah, I came up with this crazy thing, so we do it
You still
every
have
quarter.
Smith,
So I'll be
Harden,
doing it,
and
I do it for
Walton
this
before you
quarter
get
until
yours.
the end of the year. And then it will go to Mr. Harden, he'll do it the first quarter of the year. And then it will go to Mr. Gwaltney, and then it will go to you.
Well, I
So-
appreciate that, taking the time to get to me.
So you're going to have plenty of time, so it's a lot of fun. Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign? Okay, we're back to 4-0. Okay,
Probably 4-0, Ms. Smith stepped out. That's fine.
4-0. Do you vote for the encumbrances?
Yes.
Okay, make that 5-0.
So she's back in now.
Sorry.
She's
back
back,
here.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. She was listening, okay.
Okay.
Okay, 2010-20, request to authorize the mayor to sign agreement with Kimley Horn for engineering services. That agreement has been sent out. I have, do you have a report for us as to what, and let me just make a couple of comments before you, because I was just a little bit concerned that we didn't have a clear strategy within your department as to what you wanted to do. So in other words, with Greg retiring, how do you handle the workload? Is it better to have a contract that's available like Kimley Horn, which is basically it seems like a kind of a vague contract, but it would allow you some flexibility. I'm not going to speak for you, but those were my concerns in terms of just understanding what you and what the mayor, as he's getting on his feet, what the kind of the position was from you.
And I've spoken with the mayor about this. He's willing to look at the possibility of hiring someone while Greg is still here, so they'll have a few weeks overlap. I think that'd be very helpful. So we're looking into doing that now. Also, worst case scenario, Greg can always come back under a contract type situation after he retires, just for a short period of time. So that there's a couple of options there. Regarding the contract, I'm not an expert on that, but I would say I don't think it's a bad idea necessarily to have an on-call contract with an engineer. It would save some time.
So the way that you read it, basically is that it would be almost like a master services agreement where when you have a project that comes up, you can just call him, but you would still have to scope that particular traffic project or zoning
Yes, sir.
project, and then we'd have to handle it, that agreement that way.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the
And
IPO.
Mr. Bailey had said he was going to join us by way of Zoom if you had any questions. I'm not sure
Okay.
if he's on, but
Okay, are there any questions?
We've talked a lot about the retirement of Greg. Has he given us, I know it's kind of moved around a little bit, does he know what that looks like for him?
we're still looking at the end of January.
Okay, because I thought it was the end of December, and here we are, December 7th, so it could be the end of January.
You have to give RSA 30 days notice, so if you don't
Yeah.
retire by the first of, if you don't give him a notice, like he can't retire now by December 31st.
Right, okay. And so, if Greg were to do an agreement with us, we need to think about that, because obviously he's so knowledgeable, and especially as we're trying to get somebody new in here. It's an important job, in my opinion. And so that overlap is just huge if we can, even for 30 days. So I just want to kind of make sure we're all thinking along those lines.
We are. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Qualtney.
Yeah, along those lines, and I wanted to add this when you mentioned keeping Greg around, can we consider putting him on some sort of retainer for 6 months so that, we're not just
Yeah.
calling him because, for his time should be compensated. So his knowledge and experience that he's had over the last 30 years is huge, and he knows where everything is, all the storm drains flow, where all the bodies are hidden. So him being available to help with those kinds of things, I think, is important. So some sort of maybe 6-month retainer through the entertainment.
We talked to the mayor, Mr. P. and I did at the, and Robert at the department head meeting we had about the benefit of that, because there's a certain amount you can make up to $32,000 if you retire from the city. So that possibility of having a contract where they could utilize him on, because that was something Robert was suggesting we might make more use of as people retire, because you're not paying benefits. You're just paying, and they're retired, but they're able to still share their knowledge. So that's one of the things that they were talking about doing.
Well, and the last part of that was Greg being important in his knowledge is I do think an engineering services contract like this is a good thing for the city, because it allows us access to skills and trades that may not be on the 4th floor. We don't have a stormwater engineer upstairs, and that's one of the things that's relatively important these days. So I think it's a good thing overall.
Okay. All right. Well, we've had that discussion. Is there a motion to approve the agreement with Kimley Horn?
I would make that motion. So moved.
Okay. Moved by Mr. Gwaltney. Second by Mrs. Smith. All right. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign. It's 5-0 to approve. We're making progress tonight, so. Great. Okay, 221020, Chief, if you can call on up. Request to reconsider the capital purchase for body cameras and amend the 2021 capital projects budget for same. So, Chief,
Yes, sir.
What is your report on this?
As you know, we were allocated in our capital budget to buy body cameras for our police officers. We've been testing and evaluating some equipment for the last 30 days. We're ready to move forward and purchase this equipment, but because we want to be good stewards of the money that was allocated, we wanted to make the committee aware that the money that we have to spend this year will buy the equipment and everything that goes along with it to make it work and to store the data that it captures. But going forward, the next budget year, I will have to add into my contractual services approximately $16,700 to store the data each year in addition to this year. So each year going forward, if we want to continue using these cameras and capturing and storing the data, it will cost approximately $16,700 on page 3 of what I just gave you, I believe, or what Captain Sutton just gave you. Won't have to make any alterations to our budget this year. We have the money allocated already, but going forward.
No, you will.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be lower.
Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It
So
will
you're
be.
saving us almost $10,000.
That's correct.
What
As
you
you see,
budgeted, so I
the,
think that's a good thing. So that
on
pays
page
for almost
2.
the storage from next year.
yes, sir. That's a good point. Very good point. Page 2, the total purchase for everything that we need to get this program going is $75,222, which is, almost $10,000 under what we were budgeted and allocated.
Does that includes this year's 16,000?
It does. It includes storage for the data this year, and it's unlimited storage. But I did want to make it, bring it to the committee's attention that, next budget year and the following budget years, we do have to pay to store this data that we capture. There's no contract that's been presented to me, which I think is sort of a good thing thus far by this company that we're trying to do business with. One of the companies that I brought to your attention earlier wanted to enter into a long-term contract with us, and that's not the case with this company right now.
Is that a bad thing, Chief, because they could go up above 16,200? Can we get a 3-year with an option out or something?
I can certainly explore that, but they have made it very clear to us, and we've spoken with some other police departments who are doing business with this company, Huntsville PD, Decatur PD, Panama City Beach PD, and they've been very satisfied with what they have, the dealings that they've had with this company and the storage fees and so forth, not going up year after year. But I can certainly explore what they would be willing to do in terms of a long-term contract if I need to. No, sir. This would be no contract. We would enter into no contract, just this first purchase agreement, and the storage would be provided with, included in the $75,222.
But you're not proposing changes in budget, are you? You were just getting.
No, I don't know if we don't think we need to amend,
Okay.
but I think
No, sir, not right now. There is no contract to enter into, and in fact, and also I want to point out that we can buy this off the GSA government contract, so we don't have to bid the equipment like we normally would on something
Right.
that costs this much money.
Okay. So I guess the proper motion would just be to accept the proposal by the chief for ProLogic ITS for the body cameras with the attached pricing, and that'll be a savings for this year. And then make a note that we will have the cloud storage in subsequent years at $16,700. So that.
But I'm saying we don't really know that, right? We don't know that it's going to be 16,000 in 2022, 23, do we? I mean, they're not telling us that.
We know for the next budget year is all that we know right now.
We can plan for the next budget
Yes,
year.
sir.
And
So
after
they're
that-
saying we're going to give you, as a part of the 75,000, we get it, I'll throw out the word free of sorts, and we guarantee you that we're going to charge you 16,200 in the
For the next budget year, yes, sir.
21,
For the next
22.
budget year. That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
so we got 2 years, okay.
All right, so that would probably be the appropriate motion to accept the recommendation by Chief Ross for the body cameras.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Smith, second by Mr. Harden.
And we thank them for
Thank you,
saving us
Chief,
money.
for-
Thank
yeah,
you, thank you.
for your
Saving
work on
money.
this.
We appreciate it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, by the same sign, 5-0, that passes. If you, Mr. Burgett, if you could come up for 03-11-20, request for consideration of hazard pay for first responders. Is there, we found out that we're not able to handle this as we had envisioned. Could you give a quick report on this? I'm sorry, we're running a little bit.
I'm sorry, I was almost daydreaming, I think. When this program came out through Jefferson County, we were given a set of rules, and basically they changed the rules on us. And in doing some research, I wish I'd have done this research earlier, but doing some research last week, we are not, the city cannot pay across-the-board hazard duty pay to first responders. We can pay hazard duty pay if we had funds available for specific responses by police officers or firefighters with a specific related COVID incident or patient. So you just can't pay it across the board. And I spoke with Justin Smith with Jefferson County about this, and he's saying that some of the other municipalities that got this money prior to the rules being changed, you know, if they were to get audited or something, they intentionally have to pay that money back.
They'd have to pay the money back.
Right. So, and we were awarded $1,100,000, and we've collected all of our money. We will collect all of our money from Jefferson County.
Okay, so basically, we would not even need it anyway. We've got the reimbursement documented.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So proper motion would be to drop this, yeah. Okay, a motion to drop by Mrs. Smith. Is there a second by Mr. Allemon? Okay, any other questions on this? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed by the same sign, 5-0. All right, moving on. These are going to be quick. 9/11, I like how we got that. 9/11/20, authorized mayor to sign agreement with Crown Castle for tower space radio system. Chief Hill informed me this has been budgeted, and this is just to authorize the mayor to sign the agreement. Battalion Chief Broadhead is here to answer any questions that you might have.
It's a 3-year term for a microwave lease on the tower on Shades Crest Road. It will link our new dispatch center to our radio system and also provide us a secondary path for our emergency 911 phones. 3 years, $400 a month. It is budgeting in E911 funds. The 3-year auto renews. However, we do have a 120-day clause to get out of it at the end of each 3-year term.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Smith, and was that Mr. Gwaltney?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Gwaltney seconded. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed by the same sign. That's 5-0 passing. Last item, 12/11/20, authorize the mayor to sign contract with Sprint for it's a sales amendment. And we have Mr. Yates, and this is also budgeted, and we just need the mayor to sign the agreement. Do you want to give a quick overview of the project?
Yes, sir. This is redoes our network that the police mobile runs through. And so what it does, because of not the body cams, but the other car cameras, we started having increased usage on the network. And so I upgraded it, and for some reason, I got it at a lower price than I did if I'd ordered.
So you're saving money too for us.
Saved money. So it's $229 a month for the port speed, $254 for the VPN it all runs to get back to the cars, $483 a month's what it's, both of them, they waived the NRC, which is a one-time fee of $3,000, was totally waived, so no other fees. And I'm paying $585.44 now.
So you can build do the body camera storage too?
No, actually, the body cameras
I'm
are.
just kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
they have a docking station.
Yes.
And
yes.
they run through our city network up to the cloud.
Got it.
So the cars, when, they make a recording, it's immediately sent to the cloud from the car. That's almost a tongue twister.
All right.
That's,
Okay,
that's
so
what it is.
so 483, it's budgeted. This is just authorize the mayor to sign the agreement.
Yes, sir.
And you're saving the city money here from what
Yes,
was
sir.
originally budgeted.
Yes, sir.
We like that. We like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Yates? Okay, is there a motion to approve? Okay, moved by Mr. Gwaltney, seconded by Mr. Alaman. Hello, Mayor. Let's see here. You're going to be signing a lot of agreements. I just thought I would let you know. Okay? So just be ready. And my arm's already tired from waving, so, and I know yours is too. So keep signing. Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, did I already do that? All opposed by the same sign. 5-0. See, we're busy up here too. Okay, 5-0, that passes. That is all that we have tonight. Thank you for your patience as we work through the agenda. And maybe next time we might look at some of the table, but let's, I say we go ahead and adjourn, since we're over on time. Yes.
5-0 and adjourned.
5-0, Mr. Gwaltney and Mr. Alaman.
And we're adjourned.
And we're now adjourned.